Your mind is under constant siege, buzzing notifications, looming deadlines, and a to-do list that never ends. It feels like you're being pulled in every direction at once. But what if there was an ancient path that could silence the noise, sharpen your focus like a blade, and help you finally achieve your goals? In this video, we'll explore a powerful mental framework inspired by Eastern philosophy, the LOTUS method. It's not just about doing more, it's about doing it with clarity and control. Meet Gohan. Just like you, he's full of ambition. He wants to get healthier, advance in his career, and deepen his relationships. But every time he tries to take meaningful steps, something within him resists. Gohan doesn't lack inspiration. He devours motivational videos, podcasts, and books. Yet when it comes time to act, he gets sidetracked, scrolling his phone, watching one more video, slipping into easier habits. His mind pulls him toward what's comfortable, away from discomfort and growth. This isn't just Gohan's story, it's a shared human experience. Whenever something feels hard or unfamiliar, our brains instinctively retreat to the familiar: social media, entertainment, or mindless distractions. The more Gohan tries to push through using willpower alone, the more he gets stuck. He's starting to realize he needs something deeper than hype, something rooted, ancient, and timeless. In many Eastern teachings, the mind is compared to a wild monkey, leaping restlessly from thought to thought, distraction to distraction. The Buddha once said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your untrained thoughts." That's the war Gohan is facing. His mind isn't the enemy, it's just untrained. It's doing what it was wired to do: avoid discomfort, preserve energy, stay safe. But monks of the past didn't resist this truth. They learned to observe it with calm awareness. The first step in the LOTUS method is not control, it's understanding. Once Gohan sees that his procrastination and self-doubt are natural responses from a protective brain, he stops blaming himself. He becomes the watcher, not the fighter. No more trying to bulldoze through resistance. Instead, he starts to observe it gently. Awareness creates space to choose a different path. From awareness comes the second lesson: flow. Gohan begins to study the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, the principle of effortless action, of moving with life rather than against it. One quote sticks with him: "By letting it go, it all gets done." At first, it sounds like surrender, but then it clicks. Maybe the struggle was never the problem. Maybe struggling against the struggle was. The harder Gohan pushed, the more his mind resisted. What if effort didn't have to feel like friction? He begins to experiment. When he faces hard tasks, he pauses. He breathes. He lets go of his inner fight. He accepts the discomfort as part of the process and eases into the task with calm curiosity. To his surprise, things begin to feel lighter. He's no longer dragging himself forward. He's moving with the current. This is flow within effort, the second pillar of the LOTUS method. Now, Gohan is ready for stillness. In his search for deeper clarity, he stumbles across Zazen, the Zen practice of sitting meditation. At first, sitting in silence feels impossible. His thoughts race and he feels restless. But slowly, something shifts. Just as a muddy pond settles when the wind stops, his thoughts begin to calm. In that silence, he starts to see things differently. Challenges become teachers. Discomfort becomes a mirror. As Zen Master Dogen taught, if you cannot find the truth right where you are, where else do you expect to find it? Through stillness, Gohan realizes that clarity doesn't come from overthinking or action alone. It comes from quiet presence. He practices regularly, and with each session his mind becomes more grounded. He's building the roots of his lotus, deep in the mud, hidden from view, but essential for growth. Stillness, however, is only half the equation. Gohan learns from the Shaolin monks, warriors who blended meditation with action. Inner peace wasn't their destination, it was their weapon. Reflection without motion leads to stagnation. Motion without reflection leads to burnout. True mastery is where the two meet. Gohan begins to carry his stillness into his daily actions. He approaches work, fitness, and relationships with sharp focus, like a monk practicing his forms with care and intention. Now, instead of being overwhelmed by 100 things, he gives one task his full attention. One breath, one movement, one step. And slowly, everything changes. But there's one last piece to the Lotus method: patience. Gohan is growing, in no doubt, but he starts to feel frustrated that results aren't coming fast enough. Then he remembers the lotus flower. Before it blooms in light, it pushes through layers of darkness and mud. Slowly, silently, without rushing. That's the final lesson. Progress is not instant. Mastery takes time. So Gohan waits, not passively but peacefully. He keeps showing up, keeps practicing. He trusts the process. Because just like the lotus, your bloom comes in its own time. Where are you in this journey? Are you fighting your own mind, or starting to understand it? Are you rushing through life, or learning to flow with it? Start with just one practice, a moment of stillness, a breath of awareness, or a single act done with intention. That's all it takes to begin. Your mind isn't broken. It's waiting to be trained.